boss. That man is your extraction target. Emmerich. The weapons system that disappeared into that cave, and the man who was with it. Emmerich must know something about what's going on. He was transferred to the Soviets' base camp. I've marked it on the map. Make your way to that base camp. Nice find. Analyzing. About it, boss. That man is your extraction target. Emmerich. The weapons system that disappeared into that cave, and the man who was with it. Emmerich must know something about what's going on. He was transferred to the Soviets' base camp. I've marked it on the map. Make your way to that base camp.
You know what? If I had one thing to say to Konami, it'd probably be this.
You done fucked it up!
Thank you, Joe. I couldn't have said it better myself. If you guys don't know who that is Angry Joe. You should go check out his channel. So, as of November 10th, Metal Gear Solid 5 has just recently gotten a patch that fixed certain problems in the game and also added some new things as well, such as new weapons, new security systems for your FOB, and of course, the ability to purchase and build a third FOB. And on top of all of that, you can actually go back and you can re-recruit an old buddy, wink wink. So what's the commotion? What's the big issue with this patch? Like, why is it that a lot of people are disappointed? Well, those of you who may or may not know, I've posted some videos back like a few months ago detailing about how you can resource farm in certain places and AFK farm, etc., etc. But sadly, this patch, however, practically makes all of those videos useless to an extent. And I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why. And to be honest, I'm going to let you know right now, none of you are going to like this. Like, whoever is used to farming, this is like the worst fucking thing Konami could have ever done to this game. And you may not realize it now, but you're going to soon realize how detrimental this is and how much bullshit it is that we have to work 10 times harder to get less results than usual. And on top of that, no farming method is going to ever replace, this new farming method is not going to replace the old ones. And on top of that, due to the high demand of so many items requiring so many resources, I don't even think it's even worth it anymore. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Alright, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put the new method on the left side of the screen and the old method on the right side of the screen, just to compare how good and bad both are. And I will detail what you have to do in the new method, but let me go ahead and refresh you, like give you guys a nice reminder of what the old method was. You would load up the mission, you would go up the stairs on the right platforms, collect the 3 containers, jump down, go to the opposite platform, go to the documents, you'll get a checkpoint, and then you'll hit restart checkpoint, or not a checkpoint, restart mission, and you do it all over again. And you just keep doing that over and over and over. So right now they both have a farm count of 1. That means, you know, how many like times you've successfully got however much the containers are supposed to have. Now then, this is how the new method works. the way how they changed farming containers in certain missions is after you have successfully collected them and you hit restart mission, when you go back and recollect them again, they practically reduce it by 10. Like, they reduced the entire number by 10. So, example, like fuel. If you get a red container of fuel, that's 7,500 fuel, unprocessed fuel for you. But if you were to go back and grab it again, it's only going to give you 75. And that's it. Just 75. And it's like that with everything else. They reduced it by 10 times. So what I figured out is I've done some research, and people said that if you go and complete missions and come back, you'll be able to do it again. So I tried it and I tested it out, and it does work, but I still just don't like it. So this is how the new method works. After you're done collecting your containers from one mission, you would restart the mission, because again, if you were to just leave and you come back again later, those containers will be gone. So restart missions so that they respawn, and then you can abort to the chopper. After you've done that, go do a mission. I did C2W because that is the fastest. That's probably the fastest mission you can complete. You go do C2W, and you complete that mission. And after you're done with that, you go back to Hellbound, for example, and you can grab those 3 containers again, and they will give you the full amount. They'll give you the 7,500, etc., etc. But see, you have to keep doing it like this. You have to collect the containers, restart the mission, leave the mission, go complete another mission, come back, and then do that all over again. And I'm letting you guys know right now, the new method, it took me about 6 minutes to do. And you're going to see right now, like through this video proof, how many times the old method worked, like how many times you could repeat the old method and how much gain you'll get from that, and how much the new method is, and how annoying it is that now we have to go jump through hoops just to get resources for all of our new items and whatnot. So this new method is a little lengthy, so I'm just going to continue talking about how bad the new way is compared to the old way, and why it's a detriment to you, and I feel bad for even the new players that want to come and play. So your question is probably going to be, well, you know, it was an exploit, and, you know, it was obvious that they were going to, you know, fix it, etc., etc. And why should you get so upset over it? Yada, yada, yada. But just hear me out real quick. So when I first released those videos, this was before a lot of patches already. So that was at a time where the maximum cap for unprocessed and processed materials was 200k. But there have been later patches that came out that allowed you to store a lot of that into your online storage. And that increased it by another 2,000. Actually, no. That increased it by like 500,000. So not only do you have 200k offline, but you also have to get 500k online. And again, whatever you collect online, most of it will be transferred to your offline. So again, total 700k unprocessed and processed materials is what you can get right now, today. Now, with the old method, you can sit here and grind for like an hour or two and barely just get up to 200k. So let that sink in for a minute. The old exploit, the old method, still took you a long ass time to get from 0 to 200k. Now try to reapply it to now, when you have 700k to fill up. Since the old method was still around when they increased the inventory size, that took like twice. Yeah, that's 2 to 3 times more playtime that you have to invest doing nothing but this, doing nothing but Hellbound or whatever mission you wanted to go to. So what I want to know is, like, how is this a bad thing? Because at the time there wasn't really much that offered it. Like, You can go around collect processed materials, but they'll only give you a little bit, and after you grab them, they'll respawn after like completing 6 missions. So you couldn't really do that. The online dispatch missions at the time didn't give you as much, and you also had to wait days for them to, like, for your guys to come back. Okay, so it's already nearing the end, and as you can tell, I barely got two little stashes of it from the new method. And when you compare it to the old method, the time that it took me doing the new method, I had already repeated it 6 times with the old method. All right, so let's do some math here. Let's do some math and compare and contrast about, you know, the old method versus the new method. So I got my handy dandy calculator here. So in that short span of 6 minutes, I was able to repeat the old method 6 times. Okay, so let's just only focus on one resource. Let's just go with fuel. So every red container is 7,500. Okay. 7,500. So we were able to repeat this 6 times. So we're going to times that by 6. All right. So we got 45,000 fuel in 6 minutes. Okay. So, all right. So in those short 6 minutes, how many times can that be done per hour? So you divide 60 by 6. And that totals up to an even 10 times. So that means you will be able to repeat this 6-time method, yielding you 45,000 fuel resources, 10 times total in 1 hour. All right. So what's 45,000 times 10? Because at the end of 1 hour, that's going to be your total fuel resource at the end of the day. 45,000 times 10 is 450,000 fuel resource. Oh, well, that's great, right? Sort of, because the cap is still 700,000. So we minus 450,000 from 700,000. So you have 250,000 more. Okay. So if doing this for 1 whole hour gave you 45,000 fuel resource, and you only need 250,000 left, I would say that's about half. Like, you would have to do it at least for 30 more minutes, and you'll practically get 700,000, or at least very close to it. Okay, so we've sort of narrowed it down to you have to keep grinding on that mission for 1 hour and 30 minutes to get almost 700k fuel resource, right? You're like, okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad, right? Like, I mean, I guess I was kind of wrong about my timing on my previous notion that it took like 2 hours. But regardless, 1 hour and a half, that's still a long time. And you're doing nothing but that same fucking mission over and over and over again. And on top of that, the miner resource that you also get on the side that's right next to it, that's giving you 4,000. So it's giving you a lot less than that. So that means you have to grind even more. Like, you have to do this even more just to fill up 700k of your miner resource. And of course, the precious metals, well, you know, I don't think people really want to max out the precious metals because there's not too much need for them, and they don't really give you as much. But still though, like, precious metals will give you 500 each time. So again, doing this method will take you a long ass time to max out. So again, it may sound a little broken, but think about it. It still took you a long time to do it. So to me, how I would consider something broken is you can get like millions and millions and millions of these resources in like 5 minutes. That sounds really fucking ridiculous if that was the case in this game, but it's not. You're getting 450,000 per hour. And that was for one resource. That was for this level. And mind you, this level is very, very short. You just quickly sprint up the stairs, you grab what you need, go grab the documents, and then you restart checkpoint. If you want to get materials, if you want to get other materials, you gotta go on other levels. And who knows what level you pick. There's some levels that are really fucking, like, big. And, you know, you gotta take all that time into consideration on how many times you can do this per run. Like, how much time is it gonna take to successfully do this, like, exploit per run. And that time will add up. Like, you will be doing this for hours upon hours and barely making, like, the cap. So again, how is this really a problem when it's still so time consuming? So very, very time consuming. I'm gonna let you guys think about that for a while, and I'm gonna go ahead and start explaining to you the other ways that you can obtain materials. Because most likely, the number one material that you need, like hands down for like almost everything, is fuel. Fuel is the number one resource that will be consumed the most. So how do you get more of this shit? How do you get more of this resource now that this patch has come out? Now that we can't exactly do that exploit anymore for hours and hours and hours just to get a few of it. Well, you have a few options. Right now, there's an event going on for invading FOBs. And I have a video of it, and I'm going to put it up because, again, this video is so long and I have so much to explain. Anyways, the event states that if you steal materials from someone's FOB, at the end, after you've beaten it, you will get 10 times more the resources that you collect. So again, if you just somehow stole 100, or if you stole 1,000 fuel from someone and you captured their FOB, at the end of the mission, or at the end of the FOB mission, you're gonna get 10,000. It just times it by 10. Okay, all right. So that's really cool, but it's FOBs. No one fucking likes them. I mean, I'm sure there's some people who like them, but a lot of people don't fucking like them because, one, they are really challenging. You know, like I've beaten a few and I've lost to a lot, so I'm not gonna claim that I'm really good at it, etc., because I'm not. I don't really think I am. So you have a lot of people who don't want to do that because it's very challenging. Two, you're there to steal resources, and doing that alongside with sneaking past everyone, that's going to take a lot of time. Three, while you're doing all this shit, someone else's, or that player or someone supporting that player could come in and fuck your shit up. And they will kill you, and that's it. That's the end of your run. And you want to know what happens if you fail? When you fail, you get retaliated. You get retaliated, and you might end up losing more of your shit. And again, most of your resources are tied to online. So when they steal that, you just lost whatever you fucking took from them. So what would be the point? Like, why should we go do these FOBs and put ourselves at risk to get retaliated by 10 people at once because we decided to go out and invade 10 different FOBs to cash in a lot of resources, to max out on resources so we can, buy upgrades and whatever for our weaponry and whatnot? And I know you're going to say you can probably just do the mosquito event, that one event where you can keep evading this special FOB and you'll never be retaliated. Guess what? It doesn't work. I just tried it, and the video's right here if you want to see it for yourself. I extracted a certain amount of resources, and at the end of the mission, I didn't get the times 10 boost. So you have to go and attack other people's FOBs, which I don't want to do. I really fucking don't, because to me it's just so much time and effort to do that. Like, I'd rather sit here, grind, and know I'm getting something back than to go into FOB, try to steal their stuff, possibly fail, and not only lose a lot of GMP because of the what is it called? It starts with an R. Man, I'm terrible with words. Whatever, I forgot. It'll come back to me. I'll probably put a notification what the hell the word was. Um, so you have to pay a lot of GMP, after you lose. So again, you have to do all this shit, and then on top of that, that player is gonna know who you are, and he's gonna come in and fuck your shit up and steal all your shit, and most likely get away with it. So again, I don't see myself doing that, and I'm pretty sure you don't see yourself doing that. Sure, there are some people who like the challenge, someone who likes to do that, but you know what? I'd rather stick to grinding and knowing I'm gonna get back what I like put in than to go in, put in all this work and effort into an FOB to come out with nothing. Alright, so another way to earn a lot of fuel is by doing these online dispatch missions. And I'm gonna go ahead and like pause that clip right there, and you're gonna notice that okay, this mission right here is gonna give me 3,000. Okay, it's gonna give me 3,000, and it's gonna cost me, or it's gonna last 2 days, like 48 hours, real time. Now again, you don't have to be your game doesn't even have to be on for this, which is good. But regardless, you have to wait 2 days for that mission to be done, and you know it says you have 100% a probability when you select it, but there are times where I failed. There are times where I failed, and they come back with nothing, or they come back with like barely one or two guys alive. And most of the time, if you want better successes, if you want a better success rate, you want to put all your S rank staff there. Which of course, when you do that and they come back and most of them are dead, you have to go back and re-recruit more S ranks to replace them. Alright, so this video is going a lot fucking longer than I expected. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, quickly show you the other 3 missions that give you fuel, and we're going to go ahead and just calculate how much you're going to get out of it and how long it's going to take you. I think the very last one is 6 days, so you can literally have all 4 of these running at the same time, and in total it'll just be 6 days. Alright, so I sat here and did the math, and there you go, you're going to get 160,000 fuel in 6 days. So in 6 days, that's 160,000 fuel. Whereas in the previous method, you can get 450,000 in 1 fucking hour. Like, are you guys starting to understand how much this exploit was pretty damn useful? And how it wasn't as much as a problem that Konami's trying to make it seem like it was? Alright, here's some more stuff to show you. So look at this gun here. This is one of the new weapons that came out. Look how much common metal that's taking. I forgot to mention common metal is like the second most consumable resource that this game will take. This is almost taking 50k metal. And again, I'm maxed on common metal, so 500k, that's the max. So if this one gun, and again, this is a very high level, like high grade gun, takes 50,000, like that's half of 100,000, and I only have five of those. I have 500,000. And here's another weapon, 30,000, and there's another weapon and another weapon. Oh, look at that! The fuel is fucking 43,000. Like, it may not look like it, but this shit is gonna catch up to me real fucking soon. If I keep building all these new weapons, it's gonna catch up to me, and there's no way I can recover from it. There is no way I can go back and grind and earn back as much that I put down to start building stuff. And there it is right there. There's my cap. Like, oh, I almost forgot to mention, some of the weapons here take only online resources. Only. That's why it was 500k. As you can see, I have 700. Well, on the other stuff. Okay, on the common metal, I have more than 500,000. Yet, it said I had 500,000. There are certain weapons that will only be built online, will only take online stuff. So again, like, all that shit's gonna be gone soon if I keep building stuff. And again, after you're done grinding for a bunch of resources, like offline, actually, no. If you grind for resources offline and then you process them offline, and then as soon as you go online, all of your process materials, like nearly all of them, like it'll leave you like 25%. I actually, did some calculations on it. That's for another video. Anyways, everything but 25% of what you had is going to be put into online storage. So again, it was really good to grind offline, process your stuff with the AFK farm and go online and put it in storage. It'll do it for you. You're not actually doing it. It'll fucking do it for you. Anyways, so you would do that exploit and you get all this stuff and it'll go towards your online, which is great. But now we don't have that option anymore. And if you still are not convinced on how bad it is that we don't have this exploit anymore and we have to rely on so many other non-lucrative ways to earn just basic materials, I have the guide with me. And right now I'm going to read off the listing for some of the platforms for your third FOB. Actually, no, let me just do it on my second, because I'm going to buy my second FOB soon. Well, I was. But let me go ahead and read off the materials you're going to need total. So let me just go with the command platform. Okay, so to build a level 1 command platform, you need 12,500 miner metal, and you need 12,500 fuel resource. Okay. And of course, the time... Oh, well, that one's going to be built instantly. Now, the level 2 one, it's going to take you 36,000 miner material and 36,000 fuel resource, along with 72 hours to build. Okay, so there is some time. There is some buffer time for me to go out and grind. But 72 hours, some of us have things to do. We can't be on Metal Gear Solid 5 all day, every day. So, again, if that exploit was back, I would get all of that shit back in less than 30 minutes. So, again, okay, let me continue here. Okay, so the level 3, after it's done, the level 3 is 58,800 miner material and fuel resource. It's starting to get very fucking expensive. And then finally, for the level 4, 102,400 miner material and fuel resource. I only have 700k. And I'm not going to be earning back as much as I used to anymore. I think I will earn only a quarter back. Like a quarter of everything that I've spent if I try going out and doing all the other bullshit things to get resources. And that's not even the end of it. That's just for one fucking platform. If I want to build the R&D platform, that's going to take common metal and fuel. If you want to build base development, that's going to take biological material and fuel. And again, they all have their own pricing. And most of them, let me see. Most of them are level 4, are in the 100, yeah, they're in the 100,000 range. So if I'm trying to build this entire FOB at once, I can't anymore because they removed this exploit. And you can't go back and earn or grind all of these resources anymore. Like, and on top of that, when you're and if you're that person who already has 2 maxed out FOBs and you want to get a third one, oh fuck. Let me go ahead and read to you what you're going to need for just your command level, okay? Level 1, 40,500 miner and fuel, okay? Level 2, 100,000 miner and fuel. Level 3, 145,200 miner and fuel. And finally, level 4, 230,400 fuel for the final level of your command platform. And again, that's if you're just building a command platform. All the other shit still applies. You still need a fuck ton of fuel. for every other platform that you want to level up. And guess what? You can't make enough to build it fast enough. But see, if the exploit was still there, you will have some time. You will have a lot of time to earn back whatever you spent on that FOB. But now that it's gone, we're left with almost nothing. And I really hope this video helps shed some light on how bad this patch has affected the game. And I feel really fucking bad for people who are just, planning to get it or starting to get into it. Because yes, if you just played the game like normal, then you're fine. You're fine. Because when I played it normal, yeah, sure, I had some problems here or there with some resources because I wanted certain things. But I eventually got it. But now, I'm past that. Like, what are you going to tell me to do? Play the game like normal? I 100% the entire thing. What is there left for me to do? Like, I don't want to sit here and do every single mission and look for every little thing. Because I already did. Like, I'm tired. Like, there's a lot more people just like me who have 100%, who have all this shit done and just want to build like another FOB and help raise up their staff and also build all the new stuff that just came out on release or on this new patch. But we can't. So far, I have been like satisfied with whatever the team is working on Metal Gear Solid 5 has been doing with the updates, because I noticed lots of improvement. I noticed that they fixed things that are obviously broken and don't work right. Like, for example, the previous patch on October 29th said that you can sell your online material or your online resources. Like, for example, if you have a bunch of tanks that are in your online storage, even though it said that you have the ability to do it, I never could do it. I tried it every single time when I read that, and it never did it. But now, when this update came out, now you're able to. So I'm happy that they actually really fixed it and implied it and implemented it correctly. But now that this happened with the resources, like, I sincerely hope that they fix it, that they put it back to how it was, because there's not a really good way to earn resources at the moment. Doing those missions over and over and over took a lot of time and a lot of effort. So again, it may have been an exploit, but at the end of the day, was it hurting someone? Like, was it really hurting people that you were exploiting this resource? No, I don't think so. And, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of people who agree that it needed to be patched. But, like, I get it, some things are broken and they should be fixed. But you know what? There should be an equal, there should be something else that is offered to us that'll give us back, just as much or maybe even more than relying on this method. And right now, currently, there is nothing. You have the dispatch missions that take fucking days to do, along with the fear of not getting anything and losing your staff, forcing you to go out and get more. And then you have to, or you can go out and do FOBs, lose to them, and have someone retaliate on you, steal all your shit, and you lose even more than what you try to get. Like, what are we supposed to do? And I like how everyone is going towards this event and you're like, oh yeah, go do the event. You guys realize it ends on the 17th, right? What are you gonna do after that? What's the solution gonna be after the event is over when you can't get 10 times resources from stealing people's stuff? What are you gonna do? Like, I'm sitting here waiting for an answer because no one has answered me on that. Has given me a straight answer for that. So, right now, all of you who are doing FOBs, you're having the time of your life and you're earning a lot of resources, but all the stuff that came out, and especially the third fucking FOB, will eat that like nothing. It will chew through your reserves like fucking nothing. And unless you're on this game 24 fucking 7 doing FOBs, you're fine. But guess what? There's a lot of people who can't do that. I can't do that. I have shit to do. I'm not in that spot anymore where I can play Metal Gear Solid 5 as much as I used to. And on top of that, it's not even fucking fun. It's not even fun overall doing FOBs or just waiting for your troops to come back. Like, granted, the exploit wasn't fucking fun either. I'm gonna sit here and admit that. It was not fucking fun. Grinding is never fucking fun. But you know what? It gave you results. That's why we do it. We did this farming method, this exploit, because it actually benefited over doing everything else. And now that it's gone, doing everything else is our only option, and it's not even giving us enough to do even the basic things, to even build one piece of weaponry or anything like that. And mind you, I play Warframe. I play Warframe a lot, and to those who are familiar with that, that game is heavily fucking grindy. You have to sit here and grind for fucking everything. Unless you have money, you can pay for that. But I sat there and I grind for everything. I grind for materials, and I grind for weapon pieces, Warframe pieces. Warframe is like a character, okay? Warframe pieces. And you know what? When you finally start building those things take hours. Some weapons take 12 hours to build. Some of them take 24 hours to build. And then for the character or Warframe, you have to build the head, the chassis, and the systems. They're all 12 hours each. Of course, you can build them all together, so you're really just only waiting for 12 hours. But after that, then you have to build the entire character together, and that takes 3 fucking days to do. So yes, I am well adjusted to grinding. I understand grinding and that it's not fun. But some games give you no fucking choice. And now that grinding is no longer an option for us. And to be honest, I don't even think I'm going to be playing Metal Gear Solid 5 anymore until it's fixed or something changes. Until something is done about it. Because I'm looking at my FOB, my FOB price and my weapon price, and I'm like, I'm going to lose all this shit in 5 minutes if I build everything. And I'm barely gonna make 100k in like 6 days. Like, really, Konami fucked up. And they really need to fix this. And I am so sorry that this video is almost 40 minutes long. I am extremely sorry. But I wanted to get my point across and let you guys know how important this was and how much of a game changer it is now that it's gone. And to those of you who are familiar with, farming and whatnot, you're going to feel that. You're going to start feeling, oh shit, like, this isn't fun. Like, doing all this other shit isn't fucking fun at all. I kind of wish the old way was back. And to a lot of you who have never done this method, you're going to sit here, you probably won't feel it at first, but you're going to be like, wow, like, all this shit cost a lot of things, and I'm barely earning, like, anything for it. This is almost just as bad as farming for planetary resources on Destiny when it first came out. It was fucking god-awful. And when they came out with, later patches where you can actually buy it with, like, a certain currency that wasn't really too hard to get at all, it made it a lot easier. It made it a lot more... It removed a lot of stress. And I feel like that's what happened with Metal Gear Solid 5. It just fucking regressed. And it's like, here, like, work 10 times harder for nothing. But yeah, that's about it. So that's practically my rant. And I actually... it's funny because I was actually going to cover this update because it did fix a lot of things and I was really happy with the update. But now that this is gone, I can't enjoy most of the weapons that came out. I can't enjoy building the FOB. I can't enjoy any of that shit. Because now I have to grind 10 times harder. Maybe 20 times harder. Just to get barely anything. I don't know, man. I'll check in with Metal Gear Solid 5 in like the next patch and see if they change it or they add something or they do something to fix this problem. Because right now, it's a real big detriment to the game. And I hope you guys see it too. And I hope you guys say something too. Because this is unacceptable. This is just stupid. There was really no reason to get rid of it. There really wasn't. It wasn't hurting anyone. It wasn't making the game unbalanced or broken in any way. It was only helping you. It was just helping you build stuff. And that's it. So, anyways, this is GamePro24X. Thank you for looking at this video. It's been very long. I'm very tired, and this shit has crashed on me like 6 times trying to record all this. So, I hope you guys try to do what you gotta do, but if you're in that spot like me where you feel like giving up, I do not fucking blame you. And until this is resolved, I probably won't be making any videos about Metal Gear Solid 5 anytime soon. So anyways, this is GamePro24X, and I'll see you guys later.